Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Nucleus 8's 5-minute series. And in today's video, we are going to learn about the discovery of cell. So how was cell discovered? Who understood about the cell first? Who brought this term cell? That we are going to learn in today's topic. So here we go. Discovery of the cell. So the first scientist whose name comes in our mind when the word cell is pronounced is Robert Hooke. You know why? Because he was the first one to observe the cell. He designed his own primitive microscope. So under this microscope, he wanted to observe different things. He was very curious about it. And that's why he went to take the cork of the plant stem. So cork is nothing but the dead outer covering of the plant. Now he got that cork, he made the thin slices of those cork and he started observing it under his primitively designed microscope. Okay. Now when he started observing it under the microscope, he observed certain structures which were very similar to honeycomb compartments. If you have seen honeycomb closely, you will see such kind of compartments present in the honeycomb. These compartments were named by Robert Hooke as cellulae, which we further call it as cell. So it was brought to the notice with the journal named Microphagia. So Microphagia was the journal in which he published his drawings, his observations about the cell. And it was done in 1665. But let me tell you one more thing. As it was the cork of the plant is, as I have already mentioned here, it is dead. Okay, it is dead. So the cell that was observed by Robert Hooke was a dead cell, and of course it was a plant cell, so it will have cell wall, right? So Robert Hooke also discovered cell wall. So next scientist came up with the same curiosity because he was involved in making different kinds of microscope, and the scientist's name was Anton Van Leeuwenhoek. He discovered the cell again in 1674. So, Anton Van Leeuwenhoek was very curious about the lenses. And while making lenses, different types of lenses he made. So, while making lenses, he started building microscopes, which gave more clarity about the microscopic things. So, he designed the first very primitive, but not that much primitive, which was used by Robert Hooke. He used his first very primitive microscope, which was of single lens. He used that microscope to observe various different things. So, he started observing water, pond water. So since it was rainy season, he started observing pond water. He took the tooth tartar. He took sperm sample. And so on. Okay? And so on. So while observing these samples in pond water, he observed one algae named Spirogyra. While observing tooth tartar, he observed various bacteria. And in sperm sample, of course, he observed sperm. While observing these all samples, he understood that they are moving. They are moving. And why are they moving? They are moving because they are living organisms, right? So the first cell, which was a living cell, observed by Anton Van Leeuwenhoek. Living cell was observed or discovered by Anton Van Leeuwenhoek. This is a very important point. You might be asked in the exam, who discovered the dead cell and who discovered the living cell. Then comes about the moving living organisms. He named it as animalcules. Animalcules. So it is nothing but the small animals, little animals. Okay, that's how he described it in one journal where he gave different structures and he observed the living organisms. Then there was little bit advancement in the microscope, which led to the further discovery by Robert Brown. Robert Brown observed one organelle in 1831, and that organelle is nothing but the nucleus. So he observed there was one cell, and inside cell there is some dense structure. Dense structure was named further as nucleus. So nucleus was discovered by Robert Brown in 1831. Anton Van Leeuwenhoek first saw and described a live cell. Robert Brown later discovered the nucleus. The invention of microscope invention of microscope and its improvement. So advancement of microscope further went on happening, leading to the electron microscope. Electron microscope is now very prominently used to observe the different structures, minute level of the structures. And this electron microscope was built at that time after further invention, which revealed all the structural details of the cell. Now, what are the structural details? Structural details are different cell organelle that we are going to learn in our upcoming videos. So this was about the discovery of cell from NCERT textbook. In our next video, we are going to learn about the cell theory. Stay tuned, and if you have not yet subscribed, come on, subscribe and hit the bell icon so as to get the notification whenever I come on the screen.